Welcome to the Audacity, the podcast where we flat out tell you it's okay to get rid of your pick-me friends. I am Sovereign, and I'm joined here with Lisa.
Hey girl, I'm so excited. I think we have an awesome show today. We're going to be talking about your pick-me friends and, you know, maybe why you shouldn't pick them to be your friends. I don't know. We have some hot tea to spill as always. Ballerina Farms news, big news, breaking news about Ballerina Farms. We have a college hazing video to talk about. I know it got mentioned in last week's episode and people got pretty fired up about it. So we'll watch the video and talk about it. And then we'll be reacting to the McDonald CEO trying one of his very own products that he's clearly very proud of and thinks is very tasty. So stick around for that. In our main discussion, we'll be addressing pick-me friends and how to deal with them. And in our therapy or the void film review, we'll be talking about the movie He's Just Not That Into You. Very, very juicy. Lots of characters to judge on. Mm-hmm. And Crumpets, we have a Would You Rather, and we'll be starting with the question of, would you rather date someone who is bad with emotions or bad with money? So join us there if you are able. And know that's available to our Patreon VIP members as well as our YouTube members. And I'm going to have Sovereign tell you a little bit more about what else you get with our VIP Patreon membership.
All right. But first of all, we have new TVIP Patreon members. We have Shay, Helen, and Lindsay.
Woo! Welcome.
And we have a few tea spillers. We have Dorothy, Zaya, Laura, and Tiara. Welcome.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Wow. It feels like we're letting a little crowd in through the door. I love it.
If you haven't joined our Patreon, mosey on over to patreon.com/audacity, where you will get VIP perks like early access to every episode. You'll get ad-free listening, our weekly bonus unhinged and uncensored feature. You'll get voting power. And most importantly, you'll get private access to a community of diverse but like-minded women. So mosey on over, click patreon.com/audacity.
Yes, we love our Patreon. Sometimes we get our tea time topics from some of the chats. I also want to really encourage y'all to tag us in videos that you see on TikTok or Instagram that y'all want us to talk about. I think Facebook, you can probably tag us as well. Mm-hmm. We do love that. I'm always looking for tea time topics and different videos that we can react to. So if there's anything that y'all want to see our reaction to, the only thing is we try to keep them to less than a minute so that we're not sitting through like a 8-minute long, discussion or whatever. But please do that. And also be sure you check out our merch. I am wearing today our Audaci-Tea in a size large. I also like my t-shirts oversized, and this is the color bone, I believe. So head on over there and check it out. We know that lots of people have been placing orders. It's always very exciting to see. So thanks y'all so much for supporting us. This is one of the best ways that y'all can support us financially is to buy some merch, as well as support us by getting the word out. If people see you wearing it and ask about it, that's a great way to share about the podcast. So thanks for your support. I know we have some really juicy tea time topics. Why don't we do video? How about that? Let's react to the McDonald CEO video.
Chris K here with, you've heard about it, here it is, the Big Arch. Wow. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it. We've got 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing. I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
I have so many thoughts. So many thoughts.
There's so much to say. Like, it's one of those things where people parodied the video, and it's like you almost didn't need to parody anything. It's like if you saw a parody, you saw the real video. Like,
Facts.
There was nothing more to really add to how, oh my God.
So, first of all, is it just me or does that burger not look good at all? It looked absolutely disgusting. Like, there was no personality to it. There was no life. It just seemed like this flammy, boring burger. Like,
yes.
Secondly, the big bite was like a little toddler bite. It was like toddler teeth. Like, he took the tiniest bite.
And did we ever see him like chew it or anything
Not
like that?
Really,
he just kind of starts talking back, and it's like...
That's why he had to take a small bite, because he knew, first of all, he didn't want to eat that shit, number one. And then, what about him? Like, he's just lifeless. Is it just me?
Uncanny. Uncanny. And the way he's trying to talk about a burger, and it's like the furthest thing from something that's normal to him, you know what I mean? He's like, I love this product.
Yeah, the
it's
product
like,
that.
Sir, this is a burger. Like, it's food.
No.
What do you mean?
It's a Freudian slip. I'm telling you.
Oh,
it's a product. It's not food. It's true. It's a product.
You're right, because that thing is never going to mold.
It won't mold or anything.
I know everyone has seen those experiments, because like even the other burger chains, their burgers will mold. But a McDonald's burger will never go bad.
I don't think anything from McDonald's will mold. The fries, I remember people did experiment about the fries. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that it's not real food.
Real food is supposed to mold.
And it goes bad quick. And I know they have to put preservatives and stuff in food in order to have a long shelf life. We know this. But just understand.
It's like how much preservatives?
Yeah. It's so many chemicals and it just makes you not even... I'm so cognizant now. Like these last, I say year... but then definitely the last 6 months, I've been very like, you know what? I don't want to eat this. The bread experiment. Remember when I told y'all about the bread experiment that I did? So many more people are doing that. I'm starting to see more people do that bread experiment. So it's not just me now. Now I know like the bread, you can have it for months and months and months and months and months. Doesn't mold. I don't buy store-bought bread anymore for that reason.
And you know what's crazy? When I first moved here and I was like 11, I had a bunch of like aunties that were extremely against the non-organic stuff. And like, it sounded like everything they were saying was a conspiracy theory. Like, oh, they're spraying the vegetables with like cancer-causing chemicals. And it's like, oh my God, they were right. They were at 100% right. Absolutely. And our administration has just recently given them permission to spray more vegetables with more cancer-causing chemicals, like the glyphosate or whatever. Like nothing is safe anymore. And it really makes you think like, he took such a little bite of that burger. Like when you think about it through that lens, it's like, that should concern us. Like he wasn't even willing, like we were talking about before the show, it's like, you know that as the CEO of this company, you stand to make billions of dollars off of this. Like you're going to be making money from this product daily, monthly, yearly, whatever. And you couldn't even scarf that thing down for the billions of dollars. Like you couldn't even pretend.
You know why?
That's scary.
No, you know
because
why.
Like how poisonous is it?
Exactly.
That you wouldn't even take a bite.
Exactly. Just like when the Campbell soup thing happened some months back, the guy was on audio saying, I wouldn't feed my family that crap. And he was like the CEO or something. They don't care about your health. So we have to care about our health. So as funny as that video was, and I could pick it apart for like the next hour.
Oh my God.
It's just a cautionary tale. Like you need to like pay attention. These people don't want to eat their own product. We shouldn't be eating their product. We can do something about this food crisis as far as all the poison and all the crap they're putting. We can do something about it. We just stop supporting it. I don't even like
Yes.
McDonald's anymore. McDonald's don't even taste the same.
And for how much it costs, it's like,
Yeah, it's
so
like,
you want to
really?
feed people literal
Poison.
and you want them to pay like $20 for it. That's a little crazy. Like $1 for a McChicken, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Like the dollar menu, that, you know.
That used to be so great back in the day.
That used to be so great. I can't believe we had that. Like, we've experienced the peak of capitalism in this country. That was as good as it was ever going to get.
That's so true. Oh, my God. It's over.
Like,
those days are over.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Well, you know what's not over is the Ballerina Farm saga, unfortunately.
Oh, my God.
Let's...
Oh, my God. I'm so mad.
I'm so mad. Okay, so Hannah Neeleman of Ballerina Farms has revealed that she is pregnant with baby number 9. Baby number 9. Now, how old is this woman? I feel like she's in her early 30s, maybe 35. So she's 35, 9 babies.
Oh,
like when you do the math on that, that's kind of crazy, right? I guess she started really young. But
yeah. Aren't they all like really close in age, like kind of back to back?
Probably, yeah.
Oh,
well, her husband says that it's usually like about a year until, quote unquote, she wants to get pregnant again. And I'm honestly at this point, I'm like just tired of being subjected to people's
I don't think
kinks.
she wants to get pregnant.
I don't know. Like, yeah. I don't think there's, yeah. I just, what reason is there to have 9 kids?
I was just going to say, in 2026. Back in the day, it made sense if you had a farm and you needed but there's so much more equipment, the technology, all of that. Like, you don't have to have, this is him boggling her down. And I keep telling y'all, that man is eventually going to wake up one day and be like, I'm done with this. And he's going to leave her for a hot 23-year-old. I'm telling you, just mark my words. Because he's going to look at her and be like, ugh. Because that's what they do. Once they wear you down. And it's so, I always thought she was very pretty. I didn't even recognize her in this video. I have no idea who this is. She doesn't even look like herself. Like this woman she doesn't look 35. To me, she looked like she's knocking on 50's doors. I'm not even joking. That picture, she looks closer to 40s, mid 40s. And I'm not saying that to age shame anybody. It's just, this is what having a whole bunch of kids and having a man, what it seems like, having a man determine and dictate your life, that is what happens. You start to look older and haggard. And this whole thing just really bothers me because she had a whole future. She had a whole life and she threw her entire life away to work on a farm, milking cows, and couldn't even get a trip to Greece. I don't know if he ever gave her the trip or not. He might have. But she got an egg apron a couple years ago for her birthday when she wanted a trip to Greece. And it's just little things like that. And people love
Mind you, he gets free airline tickets.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no excuse.
Oh, I didn't even think of you are JetBlue, right? I forgot about that. Oh my God.
So literally there's no excuse. Like, even if it's like, oh, but that's expensive, the flights are expensive. Like,
but they don't have to pay for anything. So the flights are not expensive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh my God. Well, I know there's going to be people in the comment section saying they seem happy. She's not happy. I know a happy woman when I see one.
Seem being the key word.
Seem.
Also,
absolutely.
read the article. Read the article that was written about her a couple of years back because that article really exposes a lot. And, I know they came out and tried to debunk it, but there's nothing quite like spending, a whole day or maybe it was even a couple days with someone to get that profile that makes you realize how much of their life is staged because minute to minute, people can't fake it like that well. I
agree.
Like, so it's like they certainly make it seem a certain type of way on social media.
How many times have we seen that? People always do that. People always try to, they stage
and
it.
then it's like, boom, out of nowhere, like, oh, we're getting divorced,
Absolutely.
It's like, you never know what's happening. And 9 kids is very concerning to me. Again, like knowing that, they're not that it makes it right to have a bunch of kids when you're working a farm or whatever as a family, but even just like, psychologically, how does that affect the kids? Like, how can you possibly, as a parent, as just one person, have enough, like, attention?
You don't. It's impossible.
Exactly. And so it's just like, there's no excuse for it in the year 2026. Wrap it up.
What if those kids don't want to work on a farm? I know if Me
Yeah,
with my personality, I know for a fact. You know, when they talk about the Amish, how when the kids become of age, the Amish allow. This is just what I don't know how true this is, but they allow their teenagers to go out into the world and come back, or decide if they're gonna be worldly or come back and live that country life or whatever. I know for a fact I would be one of the daughters that'd be like, wait, there are cell phones out there. Wait, there's technology out there. I could drive a car. I can go to a club. I can party. I can go get an education. Oh, I'm never coming back to this motherfucker. Like, I know. So 100%. I can only imagine the kids being forced to like milk cows. Who wants to do that? Especially in 2026.
The year 2026.
Like, what?
Dude,
I can't.
No,
oh my God.
No. I feel bad for the kids.
I do have a lot of respect for like the Amish, by the way. I'm just using them like I have
respect because they have, they offer up a choice.
Yeah, I do like that.
I mean, it doesn't really help with the fact that they're probably indoctrinated and all that.
They are.
But like, and then it's like, oh yeah, you can like just not come back. It's like, okay, but how? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're hoping
it is a
that
little
they'll go out there. They prime you to be afraid of the outside. So when you go out there and see the horrific things and people getting hit by cars and somebody they're hoping it'll make you want to come back. But it wouldn't work on me. I wouldn't want to go back. I just know I wouldn't. I wish her the best. I really do. I can't. Oh, something about a woman having that many babies just irks my soul.
It's just dark. It's dark.
Like,
I can't imagine a man looking at you after you've had 8 babies.
That's what I was saying in the beginning. He's not.
And being like, yeah, let's do that again. Like, even if you wanted to, like,
he doesn't care
at
about
what point?
Her. These men don't care about these women. Yes. It's a form of control. That's all it is. The more kids they can talk you into having, the more bogged down you're going to be, the less likely you are to leave. We don't know if I don't know if he's abusive or not. I don't know. I have my thoughts on that. But,
I think it's also that thing you talk about where you're like, men only want you for like
youth, beauty, and ability to procreate. And the 3 things every woman is going to lose at some point.
Exactly. So I think some of these trad wives, this is almost their proof of like, no, look, I'm still young. I'm still good for something. I'm still a woman. Like that to them is kind of like the same as like, yeah. You can still get me pregnant. I'm still fertile. It's like,
until one day you're not.
And then it's like, and then you got these 10 kids, and for what?
Yes. Listen.
And now they're all teenagers.
Are they?
Good luck.
Except the youngest one. Youth, beauty, ability to procreate. Every woman is going to get older. Every woman's looks is going to fade. And there's going to come a time when every woman hits menopause. So you're going to lose those things. We all are. Then what? That is what women need to be asking themselves, especially pick-me women who think that they have all this time and all this youth and beauty. We've all been that age. It's only a matter of time. And it's so important to have your own life and make your own decisions and don't let no man knock you up for fucking 9 kids if you know you don't want them. But that's all I got to say about that.
Good luck is all I got to say about that. And please, like, this is one of those situations where I would like to stop getting how do I unsubscribe? Like, everything I've learned about them has been against my will. And I just, at this point, it feels like I'm being exposed. It feels like I'm part of some intimate bedroom thing. It just feels like they're doing it almost as rage bait. Like, I hate to say it, but it just feels like one of those, like,
I agree too.
Save our influencer career, baby. Or like, save our marriage, baby.
How much longer can you do that? Baby number 14? Like what?
Ask the Duggars.
I just can't.
Ask some of those other Fundy families. That's literally all they do until the woman just can't walk anymore. Like, her freaking organs are falling out.
And what do you think that man is going to do when she gets to a point where she's a malfunctioned wife appliance? Now what?
I'm saying, like, you better pray to God you never have the kind of prolapse that means he can't.
Oh, I know.
Have sex with you no more, because that's all it's going to take.
Yep.
That's all it's going to take. So anyways, on that note, let's see that college hazing video.
Hey, this stops here, guys. This is a police department. This stops here. Who's in charge?
They're upstairs.
How about we start cleaning this up. Everyone take their blindfolds off. I've already given multiple commands to clear the room and get out of here, but no one's moving. Apparently they're taking this pretty serious.
Yeah, I guess.
You in charge?
You said.
Still haven't found out who's in charge?
Might want to ask our house dad.
Where's he at?
Summit. Working at Summit.
Summit, that's cool. I would probably be calling your house dad or whoever to get him here, since ultimately he's probably in charge, right? Unless someone else is in charge.
A lot of I don't have his number, so.
Here's the deal, from what I'm being told, this is like shutting down chapter type stuff. I need to start talking to people. Now.
It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to talk to people.
You call Summit.
Can I call Summit?
Yep.
I'm not calling Summit.
I have no contact with Summit. And you hear my voice. Very helpful.
No,
Nobody in here has any way to contact the guy that's in charge of this house. This is all going in the apartment, so we're only making the situation that much worse.
I have no contact.
Okay, we need to find somebody that does.
No one does. He's a house dad.
Weren't you all supposed to have contact with him?
I never see him.
My brain, I can't. Why are they like this? I just can't.
The future leaders of the world, everybody. The future, like CEOs.
Disgusting
and
basement or whatever that is. How can...
here's my question. You ever seen a bunch of women in this kind of situation?
Never.
Unforced?
Literally never.
They're doing this voluntarily, mind you. This is on a volunteer basis.
They're willing to get the chapter shut down, which I'm not opposed of that.
No, it seemed like it should be shut down.
But nobody wanted to tell, which I understand nobody wanted to be the snitch. I get that, because then you can't be a part of your little disgusting little cult in their minds. But it's like, why? How do you find yourself in situations? You want to be accepted that bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, to look stupid.
Are you not embarrassed?
The ones with the clean clothes, to me, they were the ones that were in charge. That's how I separated them.
They are in charge. Yeah.
Like, he's the house dad. I don't know how to get in contact with. No, you're probably the house dad.
He's the house dad. And you know how else he knows? Because his voice is gone. That's because
he's
he was
the one
yelling.
doing all the yelling. Yes. Oh, that is
It's
so
just
good.
like those alpha male boot
Good
camps.
detective work, Lisa.
Yeah. You're a man.
Yeah, like why?
I'm a man.
Oh, God. Stop.
It's literally just like those boot camps. Those are the men that like never got their hazing in a frat house. They have to go to the alpha male boot camps. Like, this is how you get your
Do we
man
still
pass.
got that clip?
No, I
footage?
wish. I wish we had it loaded up. But yeah, it is those are the same picture. It's the same picture. And it's exactly what makes men so submissive, I actually think.
That's what
I think this is them
That's
being
proof.
trained to be good, like, you know, to not snitch on when the CEO is doing some illegal shit, to not snitch on when, a woman gets raped and you have, bro code around that. You can't snitch. These are your brothers. These are your, whatever. And the whole time it's just guys you were getting abused next to.
Exactly.
Like, it's the worst kind of trauma bond that you have with these people. And you're calling
that's
it brotherhood.
Love. Yeah. Brotherhood or whatever. Yeah, like you said, these are the future leaders. These are y'all's kings, y'all providers, and y'all's protectors.
No,
there
seriously.
it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's so sad to me.
And they're going to open their mouth and say, we don't want these modern women. We want submissive women, blah, blah,
When
blah.
they're the ones that are submissive to some other man.
Because that's how they view the world.
Yeah, I have to submit to a man. In order to be a man, you have to submit to me. I think that's why they fight for submission from women so much, because they need to feel like they're in charge of something.
Of course.
When people are really in charge of them. And it is so sad.
It's turtles all the way down.
I started itching. The moment I hit that floor.
Oh my
like,
God.
What?
They're
Oh my
just
God.
standing there in standing water. I'm also like, I have questions.
Oh, I do too.
Because what are they really standing in?
Oh,
Because
stop.
it looked like
Oh, no,
like they've been standing there for a while.
No, please.
Okay.
No.
They look like
It's
they've
water.
been standing
It's
there.
water. It's water. That's it.
I just know
No.
that
I
just
can't.
know that at some point
My brain can't think more.
there
past
was
that.
the distinct sound of like a turd dropping out of someone's boxers and hitting that wet basement floor.
Stop.
I just know.
And they stayed in it.
And they stayed in it. That's my whole thing is they stayed in it. The blindfolds, that was
Yes.
also like so diabolical. These are literally humiliation rituals.
They are.
This is what we're talking about. And this is why being in a relationship with most men, shout out to Dr. Cecilia Regina, of course, is a humiliation ritual because this is how they treat each other. Why would they ever treat women? And these are the people that they like and respect and call brothers. And so
These are your.
how do you
yeah.
expect them to treat women who they think are beneath them?
Oh, worse. 10 times worse.
Right.
And
right.
feel justified. They feel like that's what
And
they're
feel-
supposed to do. I'm over it.
It's not really much more left to say on that because it's like, okay. Oh, also, this is like the male version of the pick me, by the way. We're talking about your female pick me friends today. This is the male version of a pick me. And a lot of women are dating him. So, like, unfortunately, that is what it is. That's why
to
there's
think about.
That's why Friday nights are for the boys or Saturdays are for the boys. Like they want to be picked by men, by other men that they perceive as like powerful or whatever. So there's that.
They're the original pick-me's.
No, seriously, they are the original pick-me. All right. Well, since we're already talking about them, let's just go into our main discussion. Y'all stick around. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We are here to talk about your pick-me friend. You know, that friend that turns into a completely different person whenever there's a man around. It's like, why am I catching strays right now just because Tyler is here? Why are you roasting my outfit that you borrowed last week all of a sudden? Has your voice always been like 2 octaves higher than normal like this? Or is there just a man in the room? Like, what is going on? Because it's the way that they will like switch up when men are around that lets you know that there's something amiss. Like if you're ever looking for signs that someone's like a pick-me friend, this is your sign. Behind closed doors, what these women are going to do is they'll definitely use you for inspiration. I think that they will use you for proximity to men. Like if you're someone that has guy friends or something, like probably a pick-me magnet. And, you know, they also love using their friends as like a therapist. This is one way for sure to spot a pick-me friend, like the friend that's always just dumping their problems, especially about men, onto you. And I don't know, like the reason that I personally stopped hanging out with my pick-me friends is because it's like, it seems kind of like you're having fun in the moment. Seems like you have things in common. It seems like behind closed doors, you guys have this kind of deep friendship. But at the end of the day, like when you're done hanging out with them, you oftentimes feel just like stupid, or you feel like you could be so easily discarded if a man comes around. Like you just don't really feel like you're truly their friend. Like it feels more like a convenience. So
Yeah. You feel drained sometimes even.
yeah.
Yeah. This topic comes up and it's been coming up a lot on social media as women start to deconstruct from male validation, as women are decentering men and centering themselves. The question has been, okay, how do I deal with the pick-me friends that I have? How do I find women who are not pick-me's? Because it seems like they're nowhere. And that's a real concern. That's a part of the deconstruction. It's just like when you're deconstructing from religion, you can't find other atheists or other agnostics, you know, and it's just very hard. And it can be very isolating for a while until you start finding like-minded people.
For sure. And I think it's also important to point out that like while the name is new, like pick me, like that's been a new kind of vocabulary term that's been introduced. These women have always been around. Like, they've always been with us. So just because we're calling them pick-me's now, it's like, it's not a new phenomenon, so to speak. So do you want to share your signs of what is a pick-me friend? Like, how do we spot one?
And also, too, real quick, you may be a pick-me in recovery.
Yes,
or a reform
and welcome.
pick-me.
This is a safe space.
Yeah. Because I hear that a lot too. There's a lot of women that are like, oh, I used to be a pick-me and oh my God, and they start to see the error of their ways. So you may be able to recognize yourself too in some of these. But
I think all of us can, at least on some level.
I agree. So a pick-me friend. Okay, so you have a woman who prioritizes male validation over female loyalty. They will pick a man every single time. And they will automatically see other women as competition. So if you find yourself in a situation where you have friends where it seems like they're competing with you, but you don't know for sure, or maybe you do know for sure, you just started noticing little things, like she's a pick-me friend. I mean, it's really that simple. When they downplay other women to elevate themselves in the eyes of men, so they'll say stuff like, I believe in covering up. See, these women out there that they're always showing their skin. See, this is exactly why y'all can't find a man or you can't keep a man because you have to be like me and leave something to the imagination. See, I do this, I do that. And it's like, why are you trying to other yourself? You don't need to do that. If you're other, if you truly are an other, it'll show in your actions, the way you carry yourself, all of that. Whenever you hear women saying it out loud, especially around their friends, it's because they want the men to be like, oh, protect her at all costs. When we see those comments on social media,
that's what, oh my God.
That's how you know when the woman is a pick-me. If a guy is siding with her, when y'all are having a debate about men doing this or women doing that, trust me, she's a pick-me. And she's doing it on purpose. She knows exactly what she's doing 9 times out of 10. So that goes into they love to play the I'm not like other girls card. They compete for male approval. Even in the worst possible environments, they could literally be in complete danger and they will still side with the man. They will still try to gain favor with guys, no matter what. It is actually really sad and scary. And I always say women like this will put you in danger. These women will put you in, they will leave you to go hang out with a dude, even though y'all went there together. You may be stranded. It can be very dangerous. They will put you in situations in order to kick it with the guy that they like or whatever. He may have a friend. You might not be interested in that friend, but they'll still leave you with him. And she'll know that you're not really interested. She doesn't care. She'll just leave. She'll take off. If you've ever found yourself in that situation, she's a pick-me. And they also like to minimize male behavior, like diabolical. They will gaslight you. They will say, oh, you're overreacting. Well, I think you're tripping a little bit. I don't think he meant that. But you know how you feel. You know what your gut is telling you. But she's like, oh, no, I think it's not that big of a deal. She's a pick-me.
Absolutely. And some of these signs, I shout out to Lizzie B. We had her on the podcast 2 weeks ago. And she said, a male-centered woman is almost, you have to think of them as like a drug addict. So when you are saying all this stuff about like, they'll leave you, they'll put you in a dangerous situation. It's like, if you've ever had a friend who just over time got, involved in some stuff, or if you've ever just seen how people act when they're addicted to certain substances, like especially, hard substances, it's like it kind of mimics that kind of behavior where it's just like they'll do anything for a fix. Like they'll be very, very desperate, and it's like becomes really exhausting to deal with them. And I would say too, I kind of broke it out. It's funny because you covered a lot of ground here because I broke it out into the types of pick-me friends that you can have. And so, of course, there's the I'm not like other girls pick-me friend. And so she's the one that's going to change her personality whenever guys are around, talk about how she doesn't like wearing heels and makeup and, she loves video games and all that kind of stuff. Like anything to appeal to the men. There's the competitive pick-me friend. This is the one that's going to like give the backhanded compliments. Oh, I could never wear that. I like to leave a little bit to the imagination or whatever, or being like, yeah, well, that happened to me, but worse or whatever. Like they're always one-upping you.
Yep.
And then I think one that gets overlooked as a pick-me friend, but is a pick-me friend, is the people pleaser, the self-sacrificing martyr, the like person that does too much for other people that they never asked them to do, and then expects all that and more in return. Like when they call on you, it's always like some crazy favor. And it's like, if you say no, they're like, yeah, well, but remember when I baked you like cookies the other week or whatever? And it's like, no. You're asking me to help you move across state lines to go live with some man you met 2 weeks ago. Like, this is not the same as like you baked me cookies or you came to like, my family member's funeral or something. Like, those are different things. You're asking for way too much. And they expect to be the center of your life, but they will make a man the center of their life, like at the drop of a hat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're the my man friend, like every single time. See, if my man calls me and I'm at the club, I'm going to leave, like, because, I'm not like you. I don't want to be up in here like sweating and grinding and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, yeah, but when you don't have a man, you always come out to the club with us. So it's kind of like changes depending on that. And it's just like people pleasing behavior, and they're the ones that will use you as a therapist the most.
For sure.
Especially when they have no intentions of ever leaving that man.
For sure.
Like they will call week after week after week. It's going to be the same thing. You're going to see their name come up on your phone and you're just going to get that sinking pit in your stomach of like, here we go again. She's calling to complain about Tyler.
Don't remind me.
God.
Oh my goodness. I've had so many of those throughout my life. Not friends with them at this point either.
No, I can't. It's one of the things that will improve your life as much as decentering men.
Absolutely. Maybe to some degree, maybe even more so. In some
Killing
areas.
Two birds with one stone, so to speak. Yeah.
Because they both use you as a placeholder. They both drag you down. They both trauma dump on you. They're both using you for something. So it's kind of similar. Like, it's very similar.
It really is
but you
similar.
have more emotional attachment or emotional connection, probably true emotional connection with your friends, with your female friends. Because, friendships with men are usually very surface level. There's a lot more emotional intelligence probably at play between two women versus a woman and a guy. Because the woman is typically emotionally intelligent by herself when she's with a guy. But when she's with her friends, it's like, oh, we share all this stuff. So it's kind of more of a blow when you have to lose them. But at the same time, it's just as freeing. It's like, it can hurt the same, just like losing a boyfriend, losing your best friend, kind of. Yes. But then it's like, it's the exact same level of healing, if that makes sense. Like you leave one and leave the other one, and it's just the same. Like you feel a weight is lifted. You don't feel drained all the time. You feel free. And if you start to feel like that after you stop talking to somebody or after you stop being friends with them, that's how you know they were draining you. Like you're like, I feel better when I don't talk to this person. Damn, I never thought I would feel that way. But yeah, I've had plenty of friends that I had to let go because I'm like, stop trauma dumping on me. You don't care about anything else. You just want somebody to listen.
No, and they never ask you how you're doing, or if they do, it's like really quick. They don't ask any follow-up questions. They're just like, okay, well, anyway, I just needed to talk about this because, girl, he's pissing me off again, like da-da-da. It is so draining. It's so exhausting.
You know what? I don't know which is worse. If they're constantly complaining about the same guy that they won't leave, or it's always a different guy every week. It's like every 2 weeks, every 3 to 5 business days. It's like, which is worse? Because I don't know. I almost feel like, okay, as long as you left that piece of shit, then good. But then at the same time, it's like, you're not learning your lesson because you keep meeting the same guy going through the same thing. Different men, but it's the same man. And it's like, I don't know which one is worse, but I've been in both situations where I'm like, I've gotten rid of friends for both reasons. They wouldn't leave that one guy who kept cheating or whatever. And then other times it's always somebody different. And it's like, are you not healing? Are you not learning your lesson? Like, how do you keep going through the same thing?
They're not. But I do think, okay, if we're really asking the question, which one is worse? If you think logistically, I do think that the one where it's a different guy every time, she probably has a better chance of eventually catching on.
Yeah.
that
That's
it's
so
all,
true.
it's like the same.
Yeah.
The person who keeps going back to the same guy
Is mentally stuck.
And once they leave him, it's a very high chance that they're going to get into another equally bad relationship and stay in it for an equally long amount of time.
So true.
It's like they're a serial, like back and forth, long-term
That's a good point.
relationship kind of person. It's like, it's diabolical either way, but.
Yeah, you're right. The one that keeps cycling through the guys is going to eventually catch on like, okay, it's the same.
Hopefully.
Right. I know. At some point.
You hope.
Right. You would hope so. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine going through all of that and turning 50 and you still haven't figured it out? Because I don't know which one is worse, being a young pygmy or an older pygmy. Like,
older,
oh my
by
God.
Far. Older by far. It looks so much more pathetic at that point too, because at that point you're having to get real misogynistic. You know, like with the young pygmies, it's kind of like backhanded compliments. Like it's definitely internalized misogyny.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's definitely, you know, whatever. But when you meet an older pygmy, it's like they have to actively hate on young women. Like they're the ones that are inventing terms like fast and like, you know, grown and all that. It's like.
That's so true.
It's usually a woman. I'm not going to lie. Like it's.
Can you imagine?
Trying to appeal to a man. Ew.
At that age, at your big age.
At that age, too. It's like, imagine, they don't even want you. You're like 3-day-old trash to them.
Yes.
You're like dumpster diving for them.
Oh, my goodness. You are the woman they go to when they have no other options. The other women are not answering the phone.
No other option.
They have nothing.
Yes. And I'm not even saying that because of looks, because there are plenty of older baddies that pull left and right.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with looks at all.
Men are very into older women. Okay, that's not why I'm saying that men are not into old pygmies unless they are very desperate. Yeah. So you can know, right, that if you're seeing an old pygmy, you know, trying her tricks, it's like that's only going to work on literally the most desperate, most diabolical of men.
Yeah, because we know men don't like pygmy women at all at any age. But when you are older pygmy, you are just much more pathetic to them. They'll still use you. They'll still sleep with you. They'll still drive your car. They'll still do whatever. Yeah. But I guarantee you, when you find out that they're cheating on you, it's going to be with some younger, you know, or a woman that's not so desperate. It might be a woman around the same age, but she's about her shit. She ain't desperate.
Yep. Exactly.
Because you're like already mentally conquered as a pick-me. That's what I always say when people ask, why don't the men want the pick-me's? I'm like, you're mentally conquered already. Men want to conquer women. If they see you and you're already laying it all out, like, I'll be this way. Or, you know, as Priscilla used to say, advertising yourself as a benefits package to a man is the quickest way to turn them off. Yeah, I will do this for you. I'm that kind of woman. I'm this. And it's just like men are like, okay, I'll use you for those things, but I don't take you seriously. You know, I don't actually want to be with you for real. And it's so sad that the women will, at that age though, go through all those hoops of swinging through the chandeliers and all that still at that age, and they still don't want you. Can you imagine?
Yeah. And it's also like, you just have to think critically, like, male attention and male validation is extremely worthless. I say that with a lot of love, but it's worthless.
It's like, so worthless.
What are you even getting out of it? Like, I always think about like cooking with Kaya, and it's like, no, I didn't join the hate train, and I defended her and everything. I did too. She's very young. Yeah. She's gonna learn. This is a canon event. Yeah. But for me, it was kind of like, why were you trying to appeal to men? Like, men don't cook. Men don't buy stuff online that's related to cooking. Like, even as an influencer, right? To me, it's kind of like, yeah, absolutely. What tree are we barking up? Because women are the ones that spend money. Like, women, you want to have a female audience. Absolutely. Even men want to have a female audience. So it's kind of like having a male audience is one of the most worthless things that you can have, because they never don't buy anything.
Yeah. They just, and if they do, you have to get an OnlyFans. Like, you will have to, it's going to have something to do with sex. I mean, outside of that, they're just not going to do it. And I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't join her hate train either. I'm like, she's young. She doesn't know yet that these men are only using her to prop her up to triangulate her with other women.
Yeah.
They want other women to be like, oh, cooking with Kaya's doing this. Well, I need to do that. That's
her whole thing was like, oh, I'm going to cook for your man.
If you don't do it.
And all the men were like, yeah, she's going to cook for me. Like, oh my God, they're idiots.
Yeah.
They're idiots. Like, this is whose attention you want. This is who you're competing with a young girl on the internet for, and you're calling her out of her name. That's crazy to me because like that's part of being a girl's girl to me, and like part of like being an anti-pick-me is also being willing to like still take a woman's side, even if she is a pick-me, because competition fuels the hierarchy. Like, we can't let the men win when we compete with each other, which is why I'm always like, I am just like other girls. I'm not unlike other girls at all. We all do the same things, yes, and we all love it. And I love everything that other women do. If I'm talking to a man and he brings up a woman, like, I love her. I almost don't care who she is.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't care unless, you know what I'm saying, unless it's like a known, pearl or something. Like, I'm going to definitely be like, oh no, you can keep her. She's one of your own. But like, for the most part, it's like, nope, I don't care. I love it. Like, whenever, I think men used to always want to hate on Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie and like call them like sluts and airheads and everything like that. And it's just like, no, I was never about it. I was like, I love them.
Oh, I did too. And I'm like, they're so unbothered. They don't care what y'all think. They out here living, they're like having dogs,
time.
Those little dogs in their purses and stuff. They made that shit so popular. And it's like, that's what they were doing. They were too busy like focusing on fashion and
being hot
else.
and having fun.
Yeah, like
Amber Akilla.
Yes, shout out to Amber Akilla.
Love her. It's one of those things where like you have to know who to side with in order for men to not be able to destabilize you or other women.
To your point, if you're watching this and you're thinking about doing content like this as a woman, my advice to you would be market your cooking skills to the women. She would have been better off had she said something like, ladies, this is how you make your man want to propose to you, or say, I don't know, whatever,
right.
And then I'm going to make him the best baked macaroni and cheese that he's ever had. Ladies, I'm telling you this right here.
All those marry me chicken recipes.
Yeah, the marry me chicken.
At least something like that.
It would have to be something like that, because that way the guys, yes, you're still going to have a male audience, but you're doing it for the women. The women are going to be the ones that buy your cookbook. The women are going to be the ones that support you. And so I don't know if she can come back from, she's young, maybe in a few years. I want the best for her. Like, I want her to come back and, rebrand herself as something else. And I hope she learned her lesson. The men are not your market. The only way men are going to spend money on you is if some kind of sex is involved. Online sex, real life sex, something. They're not spending their money outside of that. So if you're going to market to men, you've already lost, in my opinion. I'm just saying.
And also, fun fact, these men are not your friends. Like, the men that you get to be friends with you by being a pick-me.
Those are not your friends.
Those are not your friends.
They're just waiting to sleep with you.
Waiting to sleep with you, or they're misogynistic and they enjoy, that's
both.
what they enjoy about you, or both. Probably usually both.
Usually both.
It's kind of the same way as like relationships with men. The only type of male friendships that are worth having is when you can be like brutally honest with them and not have to lift up your voice like 2 octaves higher. You don't have to talk mad shit about other women. Yeah. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
Tell your friends personal business. She'll tell your personal business when men are around.
Yeah.
Flirt with the guys that you're talking to.
And it's like, those guys are not your friends.
Yeah.
The kind of guys that you're going to attract by being a pick-me, whether it is to be your friend or be in a relationship with you, they have ulterior motives.
Absolutely.
They have, like, they want to use you up. And you're just making it really easy.
Yeah.
Like,
I was going to say, think about when your pick-me friends are doing this, or if you were a pick-me friend that were doing this, like flirting with men that you know your friends like, or telling your personal business. Why would you want to be with a man that's seeing that and still would go down that route? He doesn't actually care about female friendships. He doesn't care if y'all fall out or not. It's probably in his best interest that you do. But at the end of the day, he's using you. He wants something from you. And it's not going to be a happily ever after scenario. getting with a man under those circumstances and with a man like that in general. So if you're doing these things to your friend and you find a guy that goes along with it, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how is that ever going to be a positive thing? Just rethink it. It's not worth it. And it's so hard to come across really genuine female friends. When you find one, I think you should like really water it, really nourish it, because it's hard. It's hard to find women that are not pick-me's. It's difficult.
And that's the thing. And they will drop you at the first sign of you being a pick-me. So it's like, you know, if you really do value that, if you really do value female friendship, it's like you have to root that kind of stuff out, that kind of internal competition, because again, that's the thing where men are going to always try to catch you. Like we talked about last week, sometimes men cheat to give you an attitude adjustment. Oh, yeah. And they always are going to cheat with a pick-me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, always.
And they're going to cheat with a male-centered woman. That's their leverage. It's like, she did this for me. Whatever you didn't do, she was willing to do. Yeah. And it's like, only a pick-me woman can be in that category of like, she did the thing that you other women weren't willing to do, because that makes her feel good because she's so insecure. And it's like, she has the same problem that the men have. She's insecure. And insecure people are always dangerous. I always say that. They're always dangerous. It just depends on like, and because they're willing to bring you down with them. And they're willing to have stuff at your expense. And like I said, just like we talked about last week, when men do this, it is to send you a message, and it's to pit women against each other. Or whenever they talk about women dressing too sexy or not, or not sexy enough. It's like, oh, women are wearing, women are covering up too much. And then other women will come along and say, well, not me. I love my body. And I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with blah, blah, blah. And like, you should show more leg. And they just try to, it is whatever you're already not doing. They're going to try to make you insecure. And they'll always jump on the men's like hate train. When the men, I will never forget when the men were out here talking about, you bitches need to stop wearing, all these like tiny little clothes to the gym, because when I look at a bench press, I just see a casting couch. And like so many women came out and was like, yeah, ladies, like, when are we going to be modest? These poor men are just trying to work out. And it's like, fuck them. I don't care.
Right.
I hope that less men start coming to the gym. I think every man should have a home gym.
Yeah.
Why are you even in a place where women are? We're trying to tempt you. We're out here with no clothes. We're recording you when you stare at us. Stay out of the gyms, gentlemen. Right. It is not a safe space for you. And it's like, I hate when women jump on it's like, we could have had a nice thing. And why are women ruining it?
I still support the idea of gender-based gyms. That will be nice. Which I know almost no company is going to do that. There's probably a few here and there, but where it's just like an all women's gym or all men's gym. I would not mind going to an all women's gym at all. Like, wouldn't that be nice? How would you say to deal with these women in particular? Because I have my own like ideas, but what would you say? How do you, when you find out your friends are a pick-me, what's the next step?
I would say, this may be a little unconventional, but I would say work on yourself. I know that seems like a little bit anti or like non-instinctual or whatever, but I think the fact that there's some part of you that is still like finding friendship or camaraderie or common ground with like a pick-me woman, it just to me means you're not investing in yourself enough. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
Because there's almost nothing else to bond with pick-me women over other than male attention and trying to get like male attention. So it's like, if you're still caught up in this lack mindset and like you feel the need to be friends with women who have over invested in men, I would say that's almost like a red flag of like, where are you not investing in yourself? That this is even
An option in your life.
An option in your...
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's such a good take. I totally agree with that. Everything, you will find that everything in life comes down to you working on yourself. Every decision that you ever need to make, any questions you have, it's always going to start with you. It's always going to start with you being a better version of yourself, no matter what it is. And when it comes to dealing with pick-me friends, you have to, if they can't be saved, you have to determine if they can be saved. If they can't be, and when I say saved, I'm talking about the friendship, not their way of thinking.
Oh my God, yeah. No.
Yeah, the friendship between you two. Once you decide that they probably shouldn't be saved, then you can drop them. And the more you work on yourself, you're going to start attracting and find yourself in just at random situations with women who are like-minded. But it's just like when we tell women, you can't find your king or your Prince Charming, if that's what you're looking for, if you're still hanging on to old men. If you know, in the same way that we're like, there's no room. You're not making room for your actual person. It's the exact same thing with female friendships. If you're hanging on to these like really dead, unwatered, pick-me type friendships, you're not going to be able to open yourself up for the types of women who are on your type of time. When you grow and you are a better person as a woman, you will start to attract women that are like-minded. Until
On
you
your
grow,
level.
yeah, on your level. Until you grow, you're stuck. And so you're hanging on to and I realized that I had to get rid of several friends in the last few years. Like I can't do this anymore.
Can't do it.
And you either might find solitude and peace just not even having any friends, because at this point in my life, I don't even care about having friends. I'm good one way or the other. Or you might be like, oh, I'm open to a different type of woman friend. Oh, okay, she's interesting. And you'll come across a woman that has discentered men as well.
Mhm.
She's focusing on herself.
Mhm.
She's traveling. She's doing whatever. She's getting ready to start a business, whatever she has going on. And you will find you can jive so much better with women. Y'all will have, when you cut guys out of the equation, there's so much more to talk about. There's so much more
much
to
room for
accomplish in life.
activities. Yes.
Like it's
Girl.
so crazy.
Because so while you were talking, I had so many thoughts because you just opened up like a really good can of worms here. Because one thing about pick-me women is that they view the world in the same way as men, I think. And they view it in terms of lack, general lack. So they have a lack mindset.
Yep.
But they also view things in terms of extraction. So like a lot of these women want to be friends with you because they see, right? Like they want to take something from you.
Yes.
And it's always, that's why they're always giving those backhanded compliments.
Yep.
Like,
Girl, that's a whole bar.
Right?
Yes.
They're always trying to also extract because they want that's why I say they use you as inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
They want your style. They want to learn how you do your makeup, but they also nag you about those things at the same time. And it's like, yes, this is kind of how men move and operate in relationships. It's like they want to find a baddie friend and then cut her down and like steal. It's like the destiny swapping thing.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I want what she has. And that's the danger is like when you're trying to exit out of that pick-me mindset and those friendships, they'll try to drag you back in.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you leave any room for that, then you're in danger. And that's why you have to have your own life and like being hot, having fun, all of those things are really, really important because you can't get got by a man, a dusty man, or a pick-me friend when you have so much going on in your life that a pick-me friend wouldn't be able to benefit from. Like, I love that you said at this point, like, I don't really care if I have friends or not, because at some point, the cost outweighs the benefit. Because again, imagine you're living the kind of life that a pick-me friend can't benefit from. So you're not like, oh, on Thursday night, I'm going to go to the bar and see if I can like pick up some old dusty that's sitting around. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I have a solo trip planned to Japan next week. Mm-hmm. If somebody's like, oh yeah, do you want to go do like karaoke at some bar? Not that I have anything against that, but I'm saying like sometimes those like pick-me coded things, it's like, oh, I wish I could, but I'm actually like doing a book club or I'm actually doing something where there's not going to be men. Like there's not, you know what I'm saying? And so those are the kind of things that actually will repel, as important as it is to attract, like women you can be friends with. It's also important to repel the pick-me's, because it's like,
I love
it's like
that.
holy water.
Because I saw your notes, and the good way to repel pick-me friends is with the truth. My God. Yes. So being called bougie, we were talking about this. That has repelled pick-me friends.
Yes,
because,
just like men.
Yeah, if I say I want to go to a bookstore, because there's a few books I want to get, that's not typically something pick-me women really want to do. If it don't have anything to do with, is it going to be men at the bookstore? Then maybe they'll go, right? It's the kind of friends that I've had in the past, it's like, as long as there's men involved, I'll do it. But if there's not men involved, I don't want to. So I found myself naturally doing things that didn't have anything to do with men. And it just makes them not even want to hang out with you, which is fine by me. I'm like, that's perfectly fine. So when you are just yourself, and I had a friend who maybe I wasn't paying attention for a long time, and maybe it was always there the whole time, and I'm thinking maybe something changed with her, or it was there the whole time. So one of those two, and I don't really know. But I started, the whole time we were friends, I never thought she was like competitive with me. Otherwise, I would have got rid of her a long time ago. We were friends for over 10 years. And she just started switching up. She just started, and maybe like I said, it could have been I just started noticing little things that she would say. But hindsight is 20/20, because when I think back now, I realized she just wanted to be around me because she would like imitate what I'm wearing, or she would want to know what kind of perfumes I'm wearing, because we would be together and, people would tell me I smell good all the time. And I'm like, I don't gatekeep. I tell people, what I use or whatever. And it's just little stuff like that. You look around and now she's buying the same perfume, or you look around and now she's doing it. And I never paid attention to it before, because it's like sometimes friends that's part of why you're friends. You have mutual interests. It's like y'all like the same stuff. But I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, the one thing that made me realize that I didn't want to be friends with her anymore, it was a bunch of things. But the one thing that really was the nail in the coffin for me, we were getting ready to go out to a club one night, and I was doing my makeup, she was doing her makeup. And I don't remember what we were talking about, but out of nowhere, she was like, yeah, because I know no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm with, I know I'm always the baddest bitch in the room. And she gave me this look. It wasn't even her saying it more than the look that she gave me. And I looked at her, and you know how when that moment when you just know something doesn't feel right?
The mask slipped.
It was just like, what was that? But I played it off. I was like, ooh, can you imagine how much better female friends would be if we all felt like that? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking, hey, I'm a bad bitch. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're in competition with your friends, I think that's what makes it a problem. Because it's like, why are you competing with why are you competing with women? Period. Number one. Then why are you competing with your friends? Like, what reason do you have to? I don't know. I've always been turned off by like competitive friends. I don't know what. I just don't get it. In my mind, I don't understand like the concept. It doesn't make sense. Because why are we friends if we're trying to outdo each other? To me, we're not friends. Like, I don't get that. And so she gave me this look, and I played it off or whatever. And after that, I just started noticing like she would just do little stuff. And she was one of those women who got her validation from if men tried to holler at her. But then when we were out, I said no to everybody. Like, no, I'm good. Like, no. And she's a friend. I don't know if you remember me telling you this, but she was the same friend who told me it was a couple of them, but she was the last one. She said she didn't think we were really friends because I never told her anything. And she was like, I tell you all my business, you don't tell me anything. And I put that in the notes. Like, one of the ways you deal with these women, if you're going to still be around them for whatever reason, maybe they are mutual friends of other friends and you really don't like her, but they're always with your cousin. And, sometimes you're just always around those people. Don't tell them your personal business. Like, just don't tell them these things. Don't discuss your personal life. Don't tell them your man problems, nothing. And she was right to feel that way, because by that time, I, had already kind of started down the path of like, I'm getting ready to cut this friendship off. I just don't know how I'm going to do it yet, And I flat out told her, I said, well, to be fair, I watched how you have gotten into it with everybody you've ever been friends with. And the first thing you do is you tell their business. So in my mind, why would I tell you anything? And she just gave me this look. And I was like, and I went back to doing what I was doing. And I kept it real. I'm like, that's really, I'll tell you shit for what? And also, too, not trying to be funny, I think this is the part that really pissed her off. I was like, I don't really have anything to tell. Like the stuff that you're going through, I'm not going through any of those things. I'm not married. I'm not dealing with no marital problems. You're single, still dealing with married women. You're married, still dealing with single women shit. You know, you come over here complaining about your husband all the time. I'm not going through none of that. So there's really nothing to tell anyway. But even if there was,
what are we going to commiserate on? Like,
so that's my advice. If you're going to, for whatever reason, still be around these women, don't tell them your personal business. And gatekeep. And be a gatekeeper. I mean, when it comes to certain things with certain people, you know?
Yes.
Be a gatekeeper.
And really, don't be afraid to tell them the truth, because it really, otherwise, you're going to get sucked into
That's true.
the hamster wheel that they're on, which is the worst possible place to be, because now, you know what I'm saying? Like, now there's just two people
It is the
in
worst.
the hamster wheel. It doesn't work because you're getting sucked into it because you're not telling the truth. Like, at some point you have to be like, that man is not good for you, and that man ain't shit, and that man is a dusty. And then that way, if they come back to you with those same like issues, you can call back to it. Up until they get sick of you and leave. You can be like,
yes.
as per our last conversation, like, nothing has changed, right? Last week, he was following girls on Instagram. This week, he's following girls on Instagram.
More girls.
Last
probably.
week, he wasn't calling you every night, or he was, staying out all night or whatever. This week, it's the same shit. One of us is going to start to feel insane at some point. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, if every week you bring me this and I give you the same advice, it's like something's going to have to give at some point. And it's like, treat it as almost like insanely as they treat it. It's like, if they really feel like it's appropriate to come to you with the same problems every week, you can give them the same exact response every week until they get sick of you coming to you with their problems. Because what they want to hear is, and I'm really glad we're talking about he's not that into you this week, because what they want to hear is all the shit that they were talking about in that movie. They just want to hear, he's just so busy with work, and he loves you. He's just not sure how to show it. And he's a good guy. No, he's a good guy. You picked right. Like, it'll pan out. It'll work out. Like, that's what they want to hear.
They want to hear you co-sign their bullshit, pretty much.
Yes. And it's like, you should have to pay for that. I agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to perform for you, you're going to have to pay me.
And talking about men in general, if you decide to stop doing that with these women, that's another thing that'll make them. She don't even want to talk about men. She just like talking about books. Or she likes to talk about.
God, yeah,
she likes to talk about.
It's a turnoff for them.
Going on a trip, especially if you know that they can't really. And I'm sorry to say this. If you know they can't really afford to go.
Why can't they afford to go though?
Sovereign. To me, they're so busy spending their money on men or trying to impress men. Like, you know how much money you will save?
They're giving men gas money, Sovereign. They're giving men money for parlays, like on freaking betting apps.
Saw
like
that.
They're giving men money for clothes. They're giving men money for food. Like,
and when they go low,
you got.
When they get low in money, you are going to be the one to call. Remember we were talking about being a child-free woman?
When they don't have money for rent.
Yeah, it's like
they're going to come to you and you're going to ask them where'd your money go.
Yeah. And it got to that point, too, where it's like, okay.
He needed to fill up his tank. Stop.
That's so
to go to work. Stop. So he has a job. Where's his money?
Right. If he ain't spending it on you, he's spending it on somebody. Just not you. Because what the hell? And here you are spending your hard-earned money and missing out on life for him, that he's probably blowing that money on parlays or another woman.
And she's trying to suck you into that food chain. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the best reason to not, I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget to say it. The best reason to never be friends with pick-me women is the fact that misfortune follows them around. Literally, the misfortune favors the male-centered, okay?
Ugh.
Behind any miserable, unsuccessful woman is a man. Okay, that's not mine. I have to give a shout out to Shaheem for that. I'll link his profile. He gives really good, it's really good like gems. Yeah, I love him. But literally behind every unsuccessful woman is a man. So if you have a friend who's just week after week, it's just bad luck, car broke down, getting kicked out of her apartment.
Oh my God. That's a big one.
That doesn't happen to single women. I'm sorry.
It doesn't. Getting kicked out of your house or apartment is diabolical. I can't. And then the part that pisses me off the most, they'll still deal with that man. They will still they'll deal with him homeless. And when they get back on their feet, he's still around. He's still there. Why? Yeah, this type of shit typically does not happen to single women. Nearly not at the rate that it does. If it happens to single women, it's like bad luck, a house fire, something crazy out of her control. Or she was in the hospital for months and couldn't work and lost But when it's women coupled up, these pick-me women, it's always the man. It's always a man. Oh my God. I can't.
Yes. And literally you're dealing with someone who has poor impulse control around men. Like they don't ask questions. They don't ask critical questions. When a man asks them for money, they just give it because they want to keep him around. When a man asks them for, unprotected sex, they just have it because they want to keep him around. And who's going to be dealing with that baby?
Who's going to be dealing with any consequence to come from that? You, the woman.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes. You, the woman, and your village that you're going to come crying and running back to.
You won't even have one.
These men do you wrong.
They're barely going to have a lot of nowadays, the village is like, okay, well, fuck you too. And we're unavailable now when you come crawling back.
Yes, because we don't want to be the collateral in that situation anymore. Don't. It's like you're bringing something. Like you're not, you know what I mean? Because you're still operating like if you really want to have a village and a matriarchal community and all of that, that stuff is sustainable. That stuff doesn't work by extraction. It doesn't work by people coming in and out as they please and bringing all of their troubles with them and all of that. It's like we can have troubles and we can help each other out of troubles and all that. But if you are connected to the thing that time after time after time causes you trouble, at some point, it's kind of like we're letting a man into the village just by letting a woman into the village because he's kind of just sitting on her back like the little, like a little spirit or something. Just, like a little succubus.
When I was a little bit younger, I used to have a goal where I wanted to open up this like facility for women, typically young women who were put out at a young age or had to escape abuse or just homeless for, their moms died in a car accident or something, and it had to be young women who, in the back of my mind, I'm like, these women have to be single. I had the presence of mind of knowing this in my 20s, just because I understood that one woman in that whole group could put everybody's life in danger because we're like, this is a secret location. Don't share this location with anybody. We don't want any men to find out where y'all are, blah, blah, blah. And there's always going to be that one woman or more, but at least one woman who wants to work things out with her ex and she'll give the address. And you know what I mean? And so when I started thinking about that, I'm like, how likely do I want to do that and invest a bunch of money and turn that into a liability? When women are in relationships, especially abusive ones, and that, they have low self-esteem and they don't really know how to get out of it, they become a danger to everybody around. I know you've been hearing those stories about the mother or the best friend just happened to be killed because the baby daddy was mad at you, and next thing you know, you're coming to help and he sees you as the enemy.
Yes, they never kill their victim.
Yeah, they never.
Because they want to have access to her.
Yeah.
And you're standing in the way.
Yeah. They see you as
a
threat.
So who are they going to kill? And seriously, these men are very diabolical. They know what they're doing. They want to keep the victim alive as long as possible. Yeah. They will bring her near death. But when but when people intervene, that's who they want to eliminate because they want access to that woman.
They kill the woman finally, if they ever do, when they, in their minds, they're like, I lost her. I lost control of her. I lost something.
Yes.
And they know that there's no way to get it back. And they just go ahead and offer. And then usually they off themselves because they don't feel like there's anything left to fight for. Either way is dangerous. And I always think about those women that will ruin it for other women just because they haven't, and
you're so spot on. It's something I always have to bring up to women whenever, like, you can tell when women are early in their feminist journey. And like, there's a way to do this on the other side of it too. But like, you can always tell because women will be like, yeah, I just wish I could live in a commune with like all other women. And like, we would just have, and it's like, I really wish it was that simple and that beautiful and that wonderful. Right. But you would have to get legal. I always tell them this too. I'm like, that's fine. But you will have to get legal paperwork involved to literally ensure that there is no men ever being brought into that situation. Right. Because at some point, one of your roommates, you'll be in this house and it's, a bunch of single moms and all your kids and you guys have this mommune and you're like, community and everyone's watching each other's kids and everything's great. And then one day, one of your roommates comes home. Guys, guess what? I met someone. Yes. His name is Tyler. And you're like, God you gotta go. Damn it. You got to go.
The moment we find out you have a boyfriend, you're over. I hope he has a place for you to live because now you're homeless. You're out of here.
Yes.
And it's not to be mean. It's just we have to protect the young kids and the other mothers here that are actually sure that they're done with that life. They're done with all that. They're done with the risks. They're done with the abuse. They're done. And, that's why I kind of gave up on that idea because I was like, I just don't see... You
just couldn't afford to move locations every couple months because someone is stigmatized and wants to give out the address, like to have the man over there. Like, you can't do that. It's unrealistic, which is why it's kind of like the same problem as like, how do we help the lonely men? It's like only women were ever willing to do what needed to be done. In order to try and help these men or in order to try and help these pick-me women, like pull them out of the muck or whatever. And we're getting to a point where it's like, no, we actually, there's no good reason to do it because y'all just go back every time. And it's like, it's kind of like, it really is like addiction. You have to be prepared, again, on the other side, when you kind of come out the bell curve and you're not like in the naive stages anymore. You're like, no, we could start this kind of commune and like whatever, but we'd have to drive you there on a bus blindfolded.
Yeah, literally. I thought about that too.
You would not have to know. It would be out in the woods, like underground, like literally that. And we'd expect you to fail about 7 times before you were actually serious. Able to kick your addiction. Yeah. So,
oh my God, that's so true.
Yes. And so, okay, as we wrap up, I just wanted to go over some helpful phrases that you could use, and feel free to jump in and add, I've already gone over one of them is the fact that you can keep sending them back to the first conversation you ever had with them about a problematic man and be like, I already told you this. I already told you what I think about the situation. If this is one of those recurring friends. But if you're caught around a pick-me, okay, like say you're out and then all of a sudden a girl starts giving you all the signs of like, oh, how long did it take you to do your makeup? Are you wearing makeup right now? Like, she starts pulling that, like, or how much did you spend on your outfit? I just thrift. I don't spend money on clothes. I don't spend money on makeup. I'd rather spend it on pizza, like whatever. You can ask some questions like, are you trying to impress him or insult me? Right. Like you just call it out because it's going to make it really awkward. But if you're not competing for that male attention, you don't care. Right. Right. If you piss off a man. So you can just literally say, are you trying to impress him or insult me? Because this is really weird what you're doing. You can also say, hey, we're not in competition. Do you think we're having a competition right now for Tyler's attention? You can have him.
Exactly.
You can have Tyler. Tyler, do you want? You can even bring Tyler into the conversation. Literally. Tyler, you good? Like, this is not a competition. You can have her.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
You could also say, wait, what makes you say that? When they're like, oh, like, how long did it take you to do your makeup? Whatever. It's like, well, what makes you say that? Does it look really good or something?
Right.
Or
what is the point?
Why?
Oh
What's the point? Why did you bring that up? I feel like those three are like pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say if you feel like your friendship, if you find out that the friend that you're with is a pick-me, you figured it out, and you think it's worth saving, call it out. Like Lisa was saying, be honest about it. Like, hey, I noticed that whenever such and such comes around, you do this. It's so weird. I just want to know why you do that. See her reaction. When you call it out, you don't have to cuss, you don't have to yell, you don't have to do any of that. You can just, this is your friend. So you talk to her respectfully like a friend would talk to another friend, and see her reaction. Her reaction is going to tell you what you need to do moving forward. If you find that you have to let her go, it might hurt, especially if y'all been friends for a while, but I'm telling you, you will be safer mentally, emotionally, physically, a lot of times financially, because sometimes some of these women are leeches and they always want you to pay for everything.
Yes.
So you will be freeing yourself a lot of times from a lot of things. And whenever you let go of a habit, it's always going to be hard at first, no matter what. It could be a man, it could be a friend, it could be stop eating chocolate cake, it could be not eating snacks in the middle of the night, whatever. I'm guilty of that. But any little thing that you're trying to get over is going to be hard at first or difficult. You might find that it might not be. When I got rid of this last friend, not hard at all. That was just like
you get to a point. You get
to a point where it's just like not even hard. I wish her the best. But once you realize you can't trust a person anymore, it should make it a lot easier too. A person is in competition with you. It's like, this is not my friend. I don't think friends are in competition with each other. I would never want that friendship. We're sisters. I want to build you up. Build me up when I'm down. I'm going to build you up when you're down. I'm not here to compete with you. That's stupid. Maybe a friendly competition, like if y'all are like going out and saying, oh, let's go play basketball. Y'all doing something together. That's fine. Right. But competing for male attention or who can dress the best or who's whatever, I just don't.
Exhausting.
Yeah, I don't know how people want to be friends with people like that.
Exhausting and unrewarding. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. I also think, something that can be good to call out too is like, hey, if something I'm doing bothers you, we can talk about it. Because they're usually so passive aggressive about things that it's kind of like you kind of want to pin them down on that first. It's like, hey, is something bothering you? Because you're being like kind of, I don't know, I'm just noticing like, is like passive aggressive or something, because I don't have a problem with anything you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, is there something we need to talk about? And then also be sure to check yourself every once in a while. Like I still have to sometimes call myself out on things, especially when it comes to like unlikable female characters or something. I'm always just like, would I be this mad about a man doing it? Would I be, like, why am I feeling some type of way? Why am I feeling a dislike towards a woman I don't know? And like personally, intimately. And it's like it triggers an insecurity in me. It's actually usually like, oh, I think she's a bad bitch and I don't think I could ever be that, but I can. And I'm a bad bitch in my own right. And this is not a competition. And you work your way back and you're like, oh, no, I actually really admire her for being able to do that. Like you always come back to like, oh, damn. Like, I just wish I could do my makeup like that. Like, I just wish I was so effortlessly cool and funny. Like, it's always something. Or it's always evidence of, like, how you may be treating men in your life better than you treat women in your life. Like, you're like, why can't I give her a pass on that?
Yeah.
Like, why is that so hard for me?
Yeah.
So
it's to the point now where when women call themselves misandrous, mostly online, because when we're offline, women just say, I hate men. And they don't use the misandrous word. But I'm like, I totally understand. Like, I support you 1,000%. Like, whatever the reason, I don't care what the reason is. I know you have as a woman to woman, I know you have a legitimate reason. Women don't just wake up and decide to hate men for no reason. It's not even in us.
We're programmed against that. We're programmed to love them despite everything.
Yeah, so true. But yeah, we all have to check ourselves when it comes to certain things. And none of us have all the answers, for sure. And that's how you grow.
Exactly.
That's literally how you grow. And it's okay.
Awareness is the first step.
It always is. For everything. You have to be aware that there's a problem.
That continuous. Yeah. It'll never not be the first step. Like anytime you're having a problem, just what is it that you need to be aware of?
Yeah. Can I change anything or can't I?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I approach most things. Can I do anything about this? Then I go through this. Okay, what can I do? If not, then you move on that much faster.
You move on.
Yeah.
That's that. Words of wisdom. I love it. I'm sure we'll keep coming back to this topic as we already have. We've touched on this and we'll kind of continue coming back to it. If y'all have any other angles of this situation that y'all want us to kind of look at or discuss, please let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think. Share your experiences with your Pick Me friends so that other women know what to look out for, any signs that we missed, any other good approaches that we missed. We love hearing from y'all. So please make sure you chime in the comments and we'll see you in Therapy or the Void coming up next. We'll be right back. We're back to discuss He's Just Not That Into You and decide who's going to go to therapy and who we are casting into the void. I have some strong opinions on this one.
Same.
I have someone that's going to get buried under the fucking void. That's for sure. Someone's going to hell. Let's start from the top. And y'all, I don't know if there's a better way to do it, but some of the people we're gonna use their character names and other people is gonna be their actor names.
Yeah.
You guys will get it. You'll know what we're talking about. If you've seen the movie, you'll know who we're talking about. Okay. So the movie He's Just Not That Into You has a very interesting plot. And I think that it had a lot of potential. Okay. So before we get into the characters, let's kind of like set it up a little bit because I think we forget to do that a lot because I'm so excited to just dive in. But it's a movie that follows multiple different characters and it's a movie all about dating. And it starts off with a really strong premise that a lot of times women fall for or like end up getting too hung up on like bad relationship dynamics or like they get stuck in these bad relationships because they think it's supposed to be like that. We're kind of trained and primed for men to treat us like they don't really like us at all. That's kind of the whole plot of the movie. It's supposed to follow people that are either like victim to this or have escaped it.
Why I think a lot of women have problems dealing with men, problems with knowing when to walk away is because that moment when you are a little girl and a boy is picking with you or he knocks you down or he hits you or something, and you go home and you tell your auntie or your mom, you're like, he's just picking with me. He pulls my hair. And they'll say, oh, he's doing that because he likes you. I really, truly believe that ingrained, that like the way that they ingrain that in little girls' head, it follows you into adulthood. And it's subconscious. I don't think most women are aware of it. It's like, if he's doing all of these things, he must like me. But men are just, oh, it's not his fault. Men are taught not to show their feelings. So he's just this and that. And you make excuses in it. When you make those excuses for men, it forces you to stay in the same cycles with the same man or with different men. It'll be the same cycle though. And I think that's kind of where it starts. And then everything else just kind of balloons from there.
Yes. I think the movie is supposed to be about miscommunication or like how things get lost in translation.
Right.
So the official synopsis is like, have you ever wondered why they said they would call but didn't? Or why they don't want to sleep with you anymore? Or why your relationship isn't going to the next level? Maybe they're just not that into you. Gigi wants a man who says he'll call her and actually does, while Alex advises her to stop waiting by the phone. Beth wants a proposal after years of a committed relationship with her boyfriend, Neil, who is fine with the way things are. Janine's not sure if she can trust her husband, Ben, who can't quite trust himself around Anna. Anna can't decide between the sexy married guy or her straightforward, no spark standby Connor, who can't get over the fact that he can't have her. And Mary, who's found an entire network of loving, supportive men, just needs to find one who's straight, apparently. So, that's kind of the setup.
Yeah.
So let's dive in. Therapy or the void, Gigi. Speaking of your pick me male-centered friend.
Gigi got on my last nerve. And
she is The epitome of a pick-me.
And she's so desperate.
She burdens all of her friends with, oh my God. It's like all anybody hears about is what guy she's dating and who's going to call her.
You know, I'm sorry to say this. I think I'm going to have to throw Gigi in the void. Only because I don't think by the end of the movie, to me, she didn't learn anything. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
No, for sure. She was rewarded for her pick-me behavior.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie,
so she
which
didn't
tells me...
Yeah, she didn't really grow.
Into the void you go, Gigi.
Yeah, at first I was like, okay, when she stood up to Alex that night after the party, I thought she was making a turn for the better. For a second I did. And when she left out the door, she said, you're hiding behind this, but at least I'm putting myself out there and I'm closer to finding someone and you're not. And even that was cringe.
Not a flex.
Yeah, because
not
I'm like, she said, I might put myself out there and do stupid things, but I'm closer to finding someone than you. And it's just like.
I literally wrote that down.
I was like, no, that's so cringe. You're still desperate. By the end of the movie, she gets with Alex after he blew her off, which on one hand, Alex could have, I don't know, the jury is still, I don't know how I feel about Alex.
Alex is the epitome of he's just not that into you. Like, he never showed her any signs that he was actually into her.
In her mind, she did. Or he did.
Yeah, I know.
But he really...
But...
Yeah, he didn't.
He put her on. She should have
learned,
taken his advice and got the fuck out of there, Because the closest that she has ever come to sanity was when she was taking his advice,
right, when you thought she was listening.
To heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When she was and these men, she's just talking to her friends casually about, and these men, if they don't like you, then blah, blah, blah. And then it's you see the pick-me industrial complex, because when she's talking to her friends about it, what did they say? Jennifer Aniston's character, which I believe she's named Beth in the movie, but don't hold me to that. She's like, oh, so because my boyfriend won't marry me, he doesn't really love me. And she's like, no, not him, though, not him. Yeah. And that's the pick-me industrial complex. That is the, when you try to be honest about men with your pick-me friends, they always have that, well, what about me? What about me? And I'm with this guy who doesn't really like me. Are you saying I'm in one of these relationships? Right. Yes.
And she couldn't say it. She just couldn't
and
be
she couldn't
honest.
say, she couldn't stand on business.
But the thing is I wonder, was she being dishonest on purpose, or was it because she doesn't know any better herself?
Right. Yeah. She was just introduced to a very radical,
a different logic, a different way of thinking.
It's true.
But either way, it's still not helpful, because you said it and then now you have to take it back because she's your friend. And it's no, this applies to her to some degree as well.
Yes. Whenever she asked that question of, am I just not supposed to go out with guys who don't like me?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no hope for her.
Yes.
I send Gigi to the void. I'm sorry.
No hope.
Because I'm no matter who she gets with, if she finds her relationship, she's still going to be desperate. And then if she ever gets married, she's going to overperform in her marriage because she feels like that's what she needs to do. She's a lost cause.
When he was sitting there playing video games with that other girl from the party and she was angry cleaning up, that's when I lost all hope.
Yeah, I was like, why are you cleaning up his part? I would have just left.
He's not that into you. He was trying to set you up with guys at the party. And you're over here stress eating. He asked you to do one little thing, get some dip together or whatever.
You thought that meant something.
And then
you being a servant, you thought being a servant to a man was actually
means
something.
That he likes you. Oh my God. No, void. Also, I do have to say one thing. Another instance of the pick-me industrial complex is when she watches that movie, towards the end, and she's like, he's into me. He is into me. He does like me. And she runs to Jennifer Connelly's character, the one that's married to Bradley Cooper. And she's like, and it was because of this. And it's just like the movie. And da-da-da.
She takes everything too literal.
But what does her friend do? Instead of being like, wait, what happened to all that stuff you were saying, blah, blah, blah. She's like, Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So we should look up a destination
for your wedding. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot about that part.
This is literally why pick-me's persist. It's like it feeds each other. It all feeds in on itself.
I didn't care for her. Well, we can get to her.
We can get to her. The scary white lady. We will definitely be back for her. She was kind of low-key terrifying. Yeah. I love her, though. She's such a good actress. Yeah. She really is. Okay, how about Connor?
He was kind of pathetic. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, that's kind of how most guys are when they're into a girl that is not into them. He's kind of like an incel. He kind of struck me as like sort of
friend zone. Yeah,
the friend zone. Okay, yeah, friend zone is better. He's a friend zone guy, and chances are that's probably where he would always be. Gigi didn't see him as friend zone guy. She was just desperate. No matter, she was just desperate. Ugh.
And it goes to your point that guys don't want pick-me's.
They don't.
But it's like, he's a pick-me, but he doesn't want, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was his perfect match. Mm-hmm. She was just, the way that he was towards ScarJo in that movie, that's the way that Gigi was towards him. Mm-hmm. But he liked the Scarlett Johansson character because Anna or whatever.
She didn't really care about him.
She
for real.
Kept him at arm's length.
She did.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And he was like always having to work for it. But with Gigi, it was like she was too
available,
out there
too
and open.
Easy,
and it's
too
kind of like, what's wrong with you? But then at the same time, his crush is thinking that about him. Mm-hmm. You know, literally. She's like, what's wrong with him? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, she's not that into him. Yeah. But yeah, I would send him to therapy. I don't think he's doing
he wasn't terrible.
That much
just
wrong. I just think, I think he needs to date within his own league. Like, I think this is what guys always do, though, too, is like they always think they can do so much better than the girl who's actually into them.
Exactly. And his clue, if a girl sleeps with you one time and then never again like she doesn't.
She's not that into you.
Yeah. For whatever reason, the sex wasn't good or you're just boring. There's a reason why she doesn't,
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll send him to therapy.
All right. Bradley Cooper, Ben.
Is that the person?
Bury him under the fucking void. There's no void vast enough.
I knew it.
To catapult this man into. And I'm pretty sure, listen, he's bad enough in real life, okay? But everything that his character did in the movie was absolutely diabolical. And even before you get to the office/closet scene, it was already diabolical enough that he was gaslighting his wife so bad about the smoking. That alone, like you can tell that was the thing that sent her crashing out. Yeah. And it makes sense because like a liar's a liar. Right. She's not surprised that he's a liar, and he cheated on her. It's like she just needed to confirm that he is a fucking liar and a piece of shit. And the cigarettes were like
the last straw.
Straw. And he was upset about that. The nerve of him to be like, he's one of those guys that's like, you shouldn't be mad that I fucked her. You should be mad that I had shared a laugh with her. Like, he would be one of those guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, like, you're mad about the cigarettes. You're not mad that I slept with someone else. He was trying to use cheating as an attitude adjustment for his wife at 100%.
And remember how he just flat out told her in Home Depot while they were shopping for furniture or whatever they were shopping for?
Yes.
And I'm just like, well, not furniture. It was something. But
their house, like they were shopping for flooring.
Yeah, flooring. Something. Yeah, it was the flooring. And don't get me wrong, she called
him out
nerves.
On it.
She got him on nerves.
Yes, so. but she called him out for it, and she said, "Did you just do that because I hate a scene?" Yes, he absolutely did. He 100% did. And the fact that he was like, kept saying, "I don't do this. I don't do this. Is not the kind of guy I am. I don't do."
You're doing it. So what do you mean?
You're literally doing it right now. I fucking hate you. Like the way that these men are able to live in such a dissonant state, like they just don't care.
The part where he was talking to Ben Affleck's character and he was saying, "Yeah, I love her. Yeah, really." because he was telling
He's like,
he was
nobody really wants to get
yeah,
married.
nobody really wants to get married. Which I don't disagree with him. I think there's a very small majority of men who actually want to be married, like for the right reasons and to fall in love
Totally.
you know. So I agree with him on that. But the part that gave me the ick was just like, okay, then why the fuck did you get married then? Like, why did you waste this woman's time? For what? And then you turned right around and said, yeah, I love her. Yeah, he said, Ben Affleck was like, so are you saying you're happily married? Yeah, I would say so. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
And you're talking about you want to cheat, or I think at this moment he'd already slept with her, or he was getting ready to.
And his friend knew. Ben Affleck knew.
Yeah.
The moment he walked out of that like back alley, like grocery store or whatever, he was like, oh. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, what? I can't have friends? I can't have friends? Yeah, you can have friends. That
look
did not look like a friend, though. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that part gave me the egg. Like, that's another thing. A lot of women do believe a man can just be out here cheating on you and like, oh yeah, but I love you. How?
No.
How? They gave me the egg. But so he's going to the void for sure.
Okay, let's talk about his wife, the Jennifer Connelly character, because
she kind of got on my nerves.
Yeah.
She was very rigid and very boring. Even
when she was grilling the contractor guy about
that pissed me off.
You wouldn't lie
so
to me,
bad.
Right? And it's like, I know that the scene was supposed to be about her projecting like her insecurity with her husband, but this is what white women do. Mm-hmm. Like this, it's like it's always a projection. Yeah. And then they take out their anger on anyone people. But a white man. Yes.
Oh my God.
On anyone but their fuck ass husband. And it's like literally people of color have to suffer because of that.
Yep. Every time. And I got the ick from that. Like, that was the worst part to me. Because I'm like, why are you really want to say this shit to your husband? And now you just, that poor man that
really
was minding his own business. Yeah. You know, with according to him, a good crew that wouldn't disrespect her wishes. And you're like, we're good. She's like, we're good. As he's walking away. Really? That just, Ew. I love when he said, yeah, I think I should get back to work. I did like that part.
Yes.
But she got on my nerves because she was boring and rigid and a control freak. And for the most part, that wouldn't be a bad thing if you're single. But if you're married, oh no, that's not the thing that pissed me off the most. No, it was when he told her he cheated. And quickly, within 2.5 seconds, she said, don't you want to wait? Don't you want to work on our marriage? You didn't even give him any type of consequence or nothing. I mean, you didn't spend hours or days or even minutes thinking about and I just feel
because white women get their validation a lot of times from being married.
And I feel like the lesson there is that when a man cheats on you, just leave him. No,
he's not that into you,
no second
girl.
chances, no nothing. He doesn't like you. He's into.
He doesn't like you. He's gonna keep lying to you.
He's gonna keep.
He was ready to move out. He was gonna use it as an excuse.
He was shocked that she was. He'd already made up in his mind that if I tell her this, she's gonna leave, and he was hoping.
Yes.
He was hoping.
Yes.
That she left because he was already planning on moving, or
he was never gonna stop seeing the.
He turned right around. Wasn't it after the fact? Went to the office and was finna fuck her again.
Yes.
So yeah, you gotta leave. You gotta leave them the first time.
And what does she say? This goes to my point that I think the movie ending got rewritten by a studio, because she said, guess what she says? She says he didn't call her for 11 days after they met. That should have been your first sign,
That should have been the red flag. 11 days. 11 Typically days. When guys do that, they are either playing mind games, trying to see what hoops you'll jump through and get you to chase him or something, or he's just not that into you. It's really...
Absolutely.
And they'll come back to you, though, when whatever prospects they thought they had didn't work out. That's typically the only reason.
Typically takes 11 days, for real. Are we sending Jennifer Connelly to therapy or the void?
I would send her to therapy.
Yeah. And anti-racism education.
Yes.
Someone get her enrolled in
I
don't
think she's a complete lost cause. I think she just needs an attitude adjustment.
She needs to let go of the respectability propaganda, the white woman, whatever it is. Yeah, for sure.
She need to be single for a while. Don't get in no more relationships for a long time.
I don't think she will. I don't think she will.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone who said at the end of the movie that they're not going to be in a relationship for a while, we have Anna, or ScarJo, as I refer to, Scarlett Johansson. Because some people, it's like no matter what movie they're in, it's always going to be Jennifer Aniston or Scarlett Johansson. They've been in too many movies. It goes beyond a character to me.
Yeah.
But what do we think?
Unpopular opinion, I wasn't that bothered by her.
No, I think she's just a girl.
Yeah. I'm just like...
She's just a girl living her life.
That just...
She hasn't been through any canon events.
Yeah, exactly.
She was preyed on by an older man who promised to help her with her music career and egged on by her pick-me-ass friend who's like, oh, but you know, I have friends, or like my parents or whatever, like they got divorced and blah, blah, blah. And like he was married to his second wife and he cheated on his wife and he was married to the other lady for a long time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So what? That's like a 1 in a million. Most men just cheat and they just keep on cheating.
They really
And
try
most
to...
men just enjoy the naivete of younger women because Bradley Cooper's character, what does he do at the end of the movie? He's in that damn grocery store checkout line again. And what is he doing? He's eyeing the young girl. So he just, he was diabolical.
Yeah.
And she would fall for it too.
Oh, most likely, for sure.
And it's just, she just had the misfortune of, and you know what? She's the only person, I wrote this down. She's the only person in the whole movie who actually takes responsibility for not being into someone. She has to break up with Connor to his face and tell him the actual reason. She doesn't cheat on him. She doesn't do him dirty.
Yeah.
She just is like, you know what?
I want this, just not with you.
I want this, just not with you. And clearly she kind of knows her picker is a little broken and she's like, I'm going to be single for a while. Maybe I'll go travel, like whatever. She's the only person in the entire movie that actually takes accountability. So, okay, let's talk about Ben Affleck, or as he is named in the movie, Neil.
Yeah. Thanks, Ryan, for that. I don't have a problem with him. And it could just be because I'm one of the very rare women in the world who don't care about getting married. So in my life, Ben Affleck would be, if I was Jen with my mindset, he would be the perfect man. Just like how
absolutely. But unfortunately, he does believe in marriage, Sovereign. He only believes in it after he spent 7 years breaking this woman down.
I agree.
Why would he do that? That pissed me off the most.
I don't even think he believed in marriage. The vibe I got was that he just wanted to make her happy. It was like, I didn't think this was that big of a deal.
Then why did it take him so long?
Because he wasn't ready. He didn't want. In his mind, he was never getting. I'm just going off of his character. In his mind, he was never getting married. Like, I don't see the point in marriage. Marriage is stupid. Blah blah blah. He lost her.
But she spent years talking to him about it.
I know, but I don't think he wanted it.
If he loved her, he would have let her go.
He probably would have let her go, but would she have let him go? Most of the time, no. Most of the time, a guy is gonna stick around and do what you allow. So I think she finally
he's not
got
that great of a guy. I think he just...
Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead.
I feel like if he came out looking good at the end of that movie only because the other men in her life were diabolical, and the other men in all of our lives are diabolical. Because listen, I don't think it's that difficult to find a woman who doesn't want to get married. I just don't think most men want to. And I also think that like a lot of women, especially judging from like not Jennifer Aniston's character, like they'll be very clear about, I want to get married. I want that. I want kids. Like I want to get married, like et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, you as the man, if men really want to be known as like leaders and alphas and all of that, you should be like, I will never give you that. Like 3 months into dating, you should be like, listen, I don't think we're a good match. And I don't care what you say. I'm not going to sit here and have you for 7 years beg to marry me. I don't want to see you like that. I think there's a guy out there who's going to love you in the way that you need to be loved. And it's not me. I need to find me a free spirit. We can go sail on my boat together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, take responsibility too. Like, if you're a man, like, take responsibility.
No, I
don't know.
agree. I don't know. I guess it's just my own bias. I'm just like, at the end of the day, he would have been perfect for me. I wouldn't have cared.
I know. I love that. You're like, give him to me.
Yeah. Like, I don't, good if you don't want to get married. So what do you think the reason, why do you think he just decided to just give her what she wanted? When he still didn't have to. He still could have, because she had already said, oh, good. Well, fuck it. You know, we could just be together. I don't have to get married.
I don't know, and that's what pisses me
'cause
off.
we don't
Because
know
I don't think he actually, it's giving you don't actually have convictions.
Yeah.
If it was just a matter of, oh, well, if you leave, like, I guess if you leave,
Mm-hmm.
like, I would rather propose to you than be without you. It's like, she has given him that tea in the road multiple times.
Yeah.
So then to me, it's like, once she finally agrees,
Now he wants to.
now you
Yeah.
want to do it, and you want to do the most low effort, terrible proposal. You want to marry her on your stupid boat. Like, I hate him.
Really?
I hate him. For that reason, because I think she gave you what you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She loved you enough to say, fine, fuck it. Doesn't matter.
Maybe
You're
and-
better than 90% of the men out there,
Yeah.
and I don't need to marry you.
And I
Fine.
thought, for
Great.
a second,
And I wish they would have lived happily ever after,
Without
because
getting
it's that
married.
one detail. Is that one detail that pisses me off so bad. Why?
and I think that's why, in my mind, I'm like, what other reason could there have been? Like, he saw how much he finally saw how much she was like, I just love him. I just want to be with him. Maybe he had a fear of, like, if I married her, I don't know. It's like something snapped in his mind, it seemed like, where it's like, wow, she's really in this. Like, she really okay, I'll give her what she wants. Okay, I do believe in marriage. I get what you're saying completely, because it's like, it shouldn't take all that for you to decide if you want to be with somebody, because you kind of know, men know very soon into the relationship. But that's the thing, when you tell a person that in the very beginning, you have to, women, this is where women fall.
Yeah.
You have to listen to men when they say this stuff. And I
Yes.
hate it. I know what you're saying too now, because at the end of the movie, it all just kind of, we lost the plot kind of, because it's like,
We lost the plot.
it feels like all the women are, if they got what they wanted, quote unquote,
They'd all be married.
They didn't learn
Yeah.
anything in the process. They
Yes.
would, if they were single tomorrow again, they would go through the exact same
Thing
thing again.
And I
Yeah.
feel like it delegitimizes, like, the fact that, yes, you can have a relationship without being married, and both people can want that.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like they just crumpled that up and
And
threw
threw it
it
away.
over their shoulder. Like, oh, okay. So now you guys do have the paper, and the government is all in your business, and all that for what? For her to be miserable for 7 years, going to all these weddings and wanting that for herself. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Therapy or the void for him?
Therapy. It's like,
I would say therapy.
I just
too.
need him to be know what you want.
Yeah.
Know what you want.
Know yourself better.
Because I think people can be good together, and it still doesn't mean, like, in their case, like, I think they're good together, but it's mostly because he's a halfway decent man. Like, he's the kind of man that would, not sit around and eat pizza for days
Right.
and, whatever. Like, yes, he's way better than the other husbands. Great. That's fine. You can be good together, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't have found a better match. Someone who wouldn't every year be like, I want to get married. Are we ever going to get married? Are you ever going to give me what I want? Like, he could have done better.
So speaking of which, what did you think of her? What do you think of her character, Jen Aniston?
This is hard for me because I love her. I love Jennifer Aniston, and
You
I
feel
think
like
she
she's
does
settled?
such a good job. No, I don't feel
You
like
don't?
she's
Okay.
settled, actually. No, I think she's settled not for the man. I think she's settled in terms of, I think she could have been hot and had fun rather than, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, I think she had way more potential because they kind of seem like a child-free by choice couple,
Yeah.
which is great. But also, like, if that man doesn't want to marry you, I would have said, fuck it, like 3 years into the relationship.
Right, I agree.
You know, and just,
Yeah, you have to. If you
you want-
really want that as a
Yeah.
woman, you can't let a man drag you
No.
along that long.
it's like my problem with her is the same as it is with him. It's like, know what you want and don't
stick
settle
to
for
it.
less.
Yeah,
Stick to it. If you want a husband, go get you a husband. You're a fucking knockout.
yeah.
You're beautiful. You have a cool job.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just because a man is not as bad as your sister's husbands doesn't mean he's your man. I think so many times we fall into that. Like there's so many women fall for that like too easily, where it's kind of like, well, he's not the worst. So it's like, you could have made it work. It's like lack mindset, like lack mentality. It's like plenty of men out there.
Right.
Honestly, it's fine.
So therapy.
Absolutely therapy. Yes. I think they should get divorced, and I think they should go to therapy together.
Yeah.
This is the one couple I'd actually recommend couples therapy for.
I agree.
And I also strongly recommend that they get divorced, because why did you both give up on your shit just to fucking get married anyway? I hate that. I would annul their divorce.
Right.
Okay. Justin Long. What's his name?
Alex in the movie.
Alex. I hate him.
Yeah, he didn't bother me too much.
I hate him. I think you should go to the void.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I think
because of the end, how he liked her because she was pathetic during the movie. He was like, there's something kind of pathetic about you that I like.
Yes. Yes.
So it's almost like he was preying on her desperation, kind of.
Didn't want a bad bitch.
But he didn't like her enough to
actually pursue
He probably
her.
would have put her in rotation, maybe. It didn't even seem like he was even sexually attracted to her. I didn't get that vibe either.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he was the epitome of he's just not that into you.
Right, but does that make him a bad person because he's not into you?
No, I think what makes him a bad person is how he views women. He was having sex with like one of the girls at his work, and he just kind of like brushed her off.
Kellyanne.
Yeah. And I love her. I love that actress. But he just, speaking of white chicks, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't she in that?
Yeah.
He, you know what I'm saying? It's like, first of all, if you want me to take you seriously, maybe like don't shit where you eat and don't sleep with your subordinates. That's weird. And then also like knowing that she is into you, you know, like I feel like he knew. Used that to sleep with her, and then was just like, oh, it's not like that.
Yeah.
Can you close the door behind you? Like, I don't like him.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that part. Yeah, he was an asshole. I was like, he was an asshole for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, right? Yeah.
And like, even just how he was talking to Gigi, like, he's trying to come off as like, he's cool, suave. He doesn't care. Like, he's putting on an act. But really, he's just as desperate as anyone else. Like, I don't know. Something about him was like giving me the ick. Like, I don't think he is. Oh, and then at the end where he was like kind of nagging her when they're giving the like talking head like interviews, and she's like, yeah, there was that girl at your party, and he was like, oh, her, yeah, whatever. Like, he makes her feel some type of way about it. And it's like, oh, so he's still triangulating you with other pick-me women. He got to pick me so he can triangulate her with other pick-me's and nag her and use her as a servant. Because the other girl was not so flattered when he asked her to make a dip. She was like, oh, yeah, he asked me to grab something from the kitchen. And Gigi's like, she's been like, going overtime. Like, oh, you look so stupid.
I felt bad for her.
And you could
like,
tell
girl.
he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hate him. I don't like it. And he cut her off with a kiss.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, if a girl doesn't like me, whatever, there's other girls out there just like her. Okay.
That didn't really bother me too much. Only because
he told her she's a basset hound in his own words. He's like, you look like a sad basset hound.
But she did. It was the truth.
I know. But then why is he going to pick on her? Like,
because here's the thing. And I'm not saying it's necessarily right or not, but whether you are a man or a woman, when people pick up on your desperation and your patheticness, people are going to treat you that way. That's just how, if you show up to a job interview and you don't look like you put in any effort, people will tell you, like, they won't even hire you. I'm not necessarily saying it's right, but I think that's just how humans are. So everything that he said about her was true. She got on my nerves. Like,
no, for sure.
But he never lied to her about anything. And so he really never lied to her. And so that's why I'm like, everything that she thought about him, it was in her own head.
He's lying to himself, though.
You have the right to lie to yourself. You don't have the right to lie to other people. You can tell yourself anything. You're not hurting anybody when you lie to yourself. When you lie to others, it's a problem. And so he never really lied to her. I think
he realized by the end of the movie that he was ran through, and he was worried no girl would ever love him.
And so he jumped on the... No, I agree with that. And it gave me the ick that remember before we got on, I said I wish she would have went out with Dan or whatever the guy's name was.
Bill. Yeah.
Oh.
Bill's literally, she's
Dan
like,
is
he
way
calls me
different.
when he says he's
Yeah.
going to call me. He took me out on a
I
date.
wanted her
He's
to be with
doing
him.
everything I want. And I wanted her to send Alex away.
Yeah, they dropped the
I
ball.
wanted
with
her
that
to be
one.
like, thanks for teaching me, because it helped me get an
A
actually good
decent guy,
boyfriend.
yeah.
I feel like you right now are panicking. And I want you to like simmer in that.
Yeah.
I want you to like go through your own learning curve.
Your own
and then
canon
maybe if
event.
things don't work out with Bill
And you've grown and changed.
and you've grown,
maybe.
like we can talk.
Yeah.
But right now it's like you've been sleeping with like your subordinates at work.
That
As recently as a
cringe.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So
So for me, he's going to the void. But listen, I think he's just a diabolical man who was probably like
is
a
there
nerd
a
in high
halfway
school.
point between therapy and a void? Is there like a midway?
A halfway house?
Yeah.
Okay, we could send him to
I
the
would send
halfway
him to the
house.
halfway house because it's like
Okay.
he definitely needs therapy, but I don't think he's a complete lost cause. He could be. The halfway house would tell, which it's up in the air with him. Like I was like,
Yeah.
because to me, he's just a typical guy. It's like typical guys. Typically, they do belong in the
Most
void.
of them should be in the
Yeah, I
void.
agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh, okay.
That's so
All
funny.
right. Sorry, we have to just keep moving. I think we're on our last one.
Yeah. Drew Barrymore. I didn't really completely understand her. I was confused about her whole character. You tell me.
I think she's a pick-me.
No, she definitely was a pygmy. I just don't know.
Annoyingly so. Like a blind,
Naive.
like very naive and very like, you remember when that guy left her that voicemail?
Oh, yes. And she thought,
then he
they all thought that.
immediately- yeah.
And then, because what was her name? Mary?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
the Claire? Or
Yeah, it was something like
that.
Jennifer.
Yeah, it was something
Yeah.
different. Oh,
Oh
my
my
God. That part
God.
was so, I felt bad for her.
And she's the one that encourages Anna or whatever to sleep with the married guy because she's like,
Yeah, he might leave his wife for you, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you never know.
and
It
she's like,
does happen.
yeah. And she's just so desperate to be like picked. Like
Yeah, I
literally,
forgot
she's
about that
like,
part.
I'm on MySpace and I'm on this and email and phone call and
Yeah.
I still can't get a man.
I remember some years ago when this movie first came out, that was one of the catch moments in the trailer where she was like, and I have to go through all of these different technologies just to be rejected. And it's so
Yes.
it's so exhausting. I remember thinking like, that's so interesting. That trailer is what made me want to watch it. I just didn't remember a whole lot of it. I had to rewatch it because it's been a long time ago. But I remember thinking like, yeah, I can see how a lot of women really do feel like that's what it feels like, dating. So she was definitely a pick me. And I'm not trying to be funny. Anybody on dating apps, like I just automatically I get the ick. I can't, especially
your
a woman.
life.
I understand why men
Live
are
your
on there. Men are
life.
just
Yeah.
naturally desperate and those type of guys. But women on a dating app just never sat right with me. It's like she needs therapy. I don't know if I would send her to the void, but
No, therapy.
She just
Major
needs
therapy though. Therapy and celibacy and single.
Speaking of that, in real life,
I want women to aspire to be like the lady in the restaurant that they interviewed.
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh,
I am
yes.
the real.
Yes, I forgot
She
about
talks
that
about all
part.
the husbands
That
that she
cheated on her.
divorced, that cheated
Yeah.
on her and whatever. And she's like, but the real
is me.
mastermind.
I've
is
never
me.
been caught. She's like, all my husbands,
Countless
all
boyfriends.
of my countless boyfriends, and I've never been caught. I was like,
Queen. Cheat back. Cheat before he cheats. Cheat forward.
oh my God.
Cheat forward.
I love cheat forward.
I am obsessed with her. If there's anyone that is goals in that movie, it's none of the women that are in the movie other than her.
I completely agree. I was blown away. I was like, oh shit.
I love it. All right. Well, this has been Therapy or the Void. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. And we will put up our next poll in just a couple weeks. We'll give y'all some new options to vote on. So we're fingers crossed for Waiting to Exhale. If y'all haven't seen it, it's a banger. Watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it, and then maybe you'll be more likely to vote for it because there's a lot to unpack in that movie. All right. Let's read our poll results. What's our, do we have a recommendation for this week? Waiting to Exhale. That could be our recommendation.
Oh yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
A great movie.
Is that gonna be our next Therapy or the Void?
I hope so.
Oh,
We
yeah, they have to
let
vote
people
on it.
vote on it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to Shrek
Keep
it
putting
into
that in.
existence.
Yeah. Keep putting that in the options.
And look how the universe rewarded my faith, by the way,
I
with
know.
Shrek. We had an internet-wide discussion about it.
Oh, I know.
Just weeks
Yes,
after.
everybody
You know what I'm
started
saying?
talking about that.
All right. So, what is the biggest cost of being male-centered? Is it A, losing your sense of self, B, emotional exhaustion, C, financial instability, or D, shrinking your goals?
I would say A, but it could also be D, but definitely A.
It was by far A. Because I think it kind of encompasses all
does.
the other ones.
Yeah. If you lose yourself, all the other stuff kind of goes with that.
Kind of follows,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's why it's like we always encourage women to be more selfish rather than whatever else you feel pressured to be. Just don't. Be selfish instead, and everything will work out for you.
Mm-hmm.
I promise.
Yep.
You'll be all right. All right. Well, on that note, I don't want to go too much longer because I already know we went long on our Therapy or the Void today. So we will see y'all in Crumpets, where we will be doing a Would You Rather, starting with the question of would you rather be someone bad with emotions or bad with money? So join us there, and we'll see you next week. We have a special guest on, Lisa Sani, to talk about trauma bonds, abuse, and trauma-informed recovery. So join us then. We'll see you then. Bye.